Yeah, there's been an ongoing theme, a recurring theme going on out there in the media, which has been a constant assault on the black male image. You know, if it's not the fucking government talking about black identity extremists, when they know there's no black identity extremists, there's nothing but white identity extremists. Then we got these black bitches coming up with stupid ads like, or stupid fucking articles like, straight black men, other white people of the black race, whatever the mumbo jumbo that shit was. But not even that, because that was a fucking dude. It's a straight dude, I think. Damon Young or some crap. You know what I mean? But the other chick. And then that fat, black, piece of shit, poor excuse of a woman, fucking, that was on Roland Martin, Amber Phillips. The one that said all black men are rapists. Or that said all men have raped a woman at some point, just don't know it. And Roland got into her ass. One of the few times he got into somebody's ass. You know, but we're gonna go over to the collie again. We got another trending topic. The name of this commentary is Straight Black Men Are Being Silenced. Straight black men are being silenced. Black women and black gays always complain about being silenced, but all of the major so-called black online media cater to them, and there are thousands of articles speaking for them and bashing the straight black male. However, I never see articles rebutting any of these points. I never hear anyone speaking for the average blue-collar black male just trying to survive. Any straight black man who tries to speak out from their point of view is shouted down and insulted. We need an alt-black movement. There's more popular support for black trannies, and they are less than 1% of the black population. Straight up. Black male manhood is under attack, gentlemen. They don't want Muhammad Ali's and Marcus Garvey's anymore. You know, World War III, you know, that shit started back on 9/11. And the New World Order started when that paper money came into circulation. That was the beginning of the New World Order. Back in the 30s. We talking Woodrow Wilson's days. You know, it's getting critical. You know, this is part of the tactics, the effeminization of the black man. You know, to turn every facet of the black community against him. Alright, so let me read a couple of the comments. The big guy said, "You bugging." You Mad says, "I agree. We should follow behind the females, trannies, and homosexuals." Pause. I can't co-sign that one. I think that nigga was joking. JV Holder says, "What's stopping you from creating your own black alt-right now?" Lotsfoot says, "No, we don't need an alt-black movement. If anything, that already exists, and they're called hoteps. People speak about the average blue-collar black man all the time. How many times have you seen Black Lives Matter movement supporters front line when an unarmed black man is killed by the police, even though the movement was started by 3 black women? It was the death of black men that kickstarted this current social movement going on in the U.S. Of the 26 reported transers killed in 2017, all but 3 were black. Of course they're going to start to say something. The response shouldn't be an alt-black movement being swept among men." In response to Lotsford, String Bell says, "The average black man isn't being killed by the police. He is being left behind in the education system, being denied gainful employment, and being pushed out of every facet of society, socially and economically. A black man's corpse is the only straight black man that gets any fake sympathy. And these groups are just trying to further their own goals." Satan 55 responds and says, "Whose fault is that? Straight black men have nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. We don't run, control, or have any say in it. And Lotsford's response to, y'all act like black women don't care about black men. That's clearly not the case. Black women are your biggest allies. I know some brothers that disagree, but it's not all y'all. You know, like I said, it's not all y'all. You're right. You know, I'm married. My wife is supportive. There's no even hint of feminism in my wife. I give you that. You know, the big guy says, yeah, let's be dumb like white folks and start an alt-right. See, that's the problem. It's not dumb to be organized and have a sense of self and to care about yourself. You know, we under this melting pot and this multiculturalism bullshit, man. The addicted one says, this is scary. The B.MOR gorilla says, this has been going on since 1866, bro. You Mad responds and says, you know, it is possible to have an entirely different ideology than the alt-right and still be a group of hetero black males with alternative views who are united and views themselves as alternative, you goofballs. The big guy responds and says, what alternative? Most black women don't think like that. Shit, you guys are bitching about this shit. Y'all are in the minority. Lotsford responds and says, a black woman's corpse doesn't get any sympathy at all. A black man's corpse isn't fake sympathy. The Baltimore uprising wasn't fake. Ferguson wasn't fake. You're saying the plight of black men financially, the education system, prison, etc. doesn't matter to anyone. These things are talked about all the time in black spaces. Black men talking about these things among themselves is not alt-black. They don't get silenced by the overwhelming majority of black women when it's brought up. The default when we talk or when we talk about the schools and the prison pipeline is that black men, simply goes without saying, the default human is viewed as a man. You're acting like having to HYON in some radical ideology for black men to do. We've always done that, and black women have always been there to help. Like I said, hoteps believe they represent the alpha masculine tendencies of black men. And the alt-right has the alpha masculine tendencies of white men. It's already there. Join them. What is the hotep and what is this hotep and alt-right alliance? Hotep Nation. And that HYON abbreviation earlier was have your own nation. All right, Dwayne Taylor says, the op is saying that we need a movement where we are all allowed to speak for ourselves and talk about our conditions. As you pointed out, Black Lives Matter was started by women, 3 lesbians I might add, who only seem interested in us when using us on our deaths to gain media attention for their gay rights movements. The What We Believe section of their website has a plan for every group of black people but men, and goes on to specifically state that men are not centered in the movement. The only time they even allude to heterosexual men is when they mention that they wish to disrupt the nuclear family so that women and children are more comfortable, as if our presence there is problematic. Looking through the website, you will be hard-pressed to even find a picture of a man, as every group shot is mostly females. Also, to be fair, black people mobilized for Sandra Bland, Ayanna Jones, Corey Gaines, Marissa Alexander, and many others. See, fellas, there's certain decisions you can let your woman in on 50-50. Certain decisions you can let her take the lead. Like, what are we eating tonight? What movie are we gonna go see? What color blinds should we have on the windows? And then there's certain decisions you have to make without her input. Our women do not understand that we, us, are the spoils of war. more so them than us, because we rebel. Men rebel. When you lose in war and are taken captive, the men usually rebel. It is the men that have the spirit of rebellion. It is a woman's nature to be dominated by any man. It does not matter. Which is why, to most black women, it does not seem white supremacy is an issue. To blend into a society is nothing for a woman. To be amalgamated into another culture and race is nothing to a woman, because it is a woman's nature to submit to a man. Whether that man be white, black, Asian, it is a woman's nature to submit to that man that conquered her man. It is within the man that the spirit of rebellion and get back and payback and revenge and retribution dwell. Only in the psyche of men. Some radical women, however, women would rather be home changing diapers, sewing, and knitting. And that is no disrespect, women. That is your nature. Which is why there are some decisions, your input is not needed. Matter of fact, it is even recommended that you would keep it to yourself. This ain't no peekaboo shit either, my niggas. Word up, man. I'm on this Nazi shit for real. You know, my wife and kids be in the room half the time I be doing this shit. And they Zeke hollering and all that shit too. Enough about mine. Back to you niggas though. They don't understand that they're being eliminated. They don't understand that we're being genetically modified to suit. This is what our existence is. The nigga, the beast of burden. You know, we're their workforce, and they're phasing us out because they see that niggas ain't gonna just totally give in. They see that we're deconstructing and reverse engineering their entire society, and they know in 100 fucking years we'll have it. So they got to do something about us. They know we almost have this society reverse engineered to the point where we can get the fuck out of it. That's why they have the onslaught in the media making it look like black people ain't got shit. And it's a fucking lie, I'm here to tell you. Because I ain't broke. And neither are you. A lot of funny shit going on. But see, men, we have to make certain decisions for our family. And then they just gotta follow. Those that don't want to follow, they'll stay behind and turn to pillars of salt, if you know what I mean. Oh, not only are we being silenced, we're also being gentrified and or eliminated in some places. So we got a lot of information to go over in 2018. We're just getting started on Black Junction TV. So far I'm feeling the love from my first few subscribers over here. You know, especially shout out to Kira Ali. You know, she'll be watching my videos, sending the shouts. And also Reef the Watcher. You know, man, and all my new subs. You know, I'll shout y'all out later on. So, I also got coming up part 2 of the 5 Ps. I'll drop that tomorrow. So, and gentlemen and ladies, if you haven't read Mein Kampf, do so. It's important information. I'm also drop maybe a top 25 books for survival. In books y'all already know some of them. Top 25 movies for survival, or the Black Identity Extremist survival book list, or the Black Identity Extremist movie list. Till next time though, alright? Zeke Howe, Black Hitler, Fuhrer.